All right, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. So glad to see you this morning, this beautiful Sunday morning here at Unity of Sacramento's International Spiritual Center. Welcome to the Breathing Space Way of Meditation. My name is Reverend Eric Ovitt Donaldson. I'm called the Dean, and I'm the Senior Associate Minister here at Unity of Sacramento's International Spiritual Center. A little bit about Unity of Sacramento. We are affiliated with Unity Worldwide Headquarters and Unity Worldwide Ministries. Both of those organizations are located at Unity Village in Lee Summit, Missouri. We are also an affiliate of the Association for Global New Thought, which is an association of organizations that are dedicated to spirit-led and God-guided spiritual or social activism. We are also a part of the Agape Communities, which is another organization of associations, spiritual centers that are dedicated to teaching these new thought teachings, that which we call new thought, that are actually ancient wisdom teachings. Now, a little bit about Breathing Space. If this is your first time here, we're so happy that you've come, and we ask that you just stick around for a moment. This may be something that you've been looking for, something that you've been waiting for. What you have in front of you is a group of committed individuals all around the world through our Zoom platform, which you may be on, or through our Facebook Live platform, or our YouTube channel platform, or through our archives that's dedicated to collectively deepening our spiritual practice of meditation. And this is how we do it. We do it through this book entitled Breathing Space. Let me get the little glare off of it there. Breathing Space, a 52-week meditation journey for centered, soulful, and successful living, brought to us by, written by, our senior minister here at Unity of Sacramento, the Reverend Kevin Cottrell Ross, and yours truly. And in this book, we have not only an opportunity to collectively go through the book week by week, which has wonderful messages that are timeless in their truths and their understanding, but also a system by which the opportunity for deepening our practice of meditation doesn't go away once we are off the line with one another. We get online on Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And that's wonderful. But then after that, you have a reflection question that you can ponder throughout the course of the day and with introspection. You also have a series of question prompts, one for each day of the week, Monday through Saturday, that helps to deepen and strengthen your spiritual practice. And we couple it with the practice of journaling. So you have in the book an opportunity to do a little journaling on what is the centering opportunity for you from that week's message. And what is the call in the message? What is the challenge from the message? What is the clarity that is brought forth because of the message? What is the comfort that the message brings? And what is the change that the message is encouraging you to make? And then you put all that together and your spiritual meditation is deepened. Things come to you that would not have ordinarily have come to you because of this process. And you've documented it if you actually do the journaling that it is recommended. And then every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, we're back here together collectively to also deepen our meditation practice. Well, some of the comments that we have received from the breathing space meditation, way of meditation, is that it is so much easier to practice meditation, at least as a beginner, maybe not as much as a seasoned meditator, but as a beginner meditator. It's so much easier when you're not doing it alone. It's so much easier. And isn't it that way with so many other things as well? It's easier when there is someone there to work with you, when there's someone there that is of like mind, that is there with you, that is holding your hand and you're holding theirs, virtually, of course, in this practice of meditation. So let's not waste another minute. All eternity lies within it. We have a wonderful message today, and the message is entitled Embers. Embers. You'll find this message on page 65 in your book. If you don't have a book, don't worry. You can always go online to Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, Walmart.com, put it in the search engine, our names, Eric Donaldson or Kevin Cottrell Ross, and it should come up, Breathing Space Way of Meditation. Breathing Space is the name of the book, and you can purchase it online in one of those fine retailers, and it will be delivered to you in no time at all. And then you'll have something that you can follow along with. If you don't have the book, don't worry, you'll still find it very easy to follow along. And so we're on page 65 today, page 65, week 12, day 1. It's entitled Embers. And the declaration that starts us off today says, I open myself to spirit, and the good desires of my heart are rekindled and restored. I open myself to spirit, and the good desires of my heart are rekindled and restored. I'm going to say that one more time, and perhaps you'll want to say it with me so that you can feel that declaration. I open myself to spirit, and the good desires of my heart are rekindled and restored. Here's what Charles Eisenstein once said. He said, no one's ever completely broken. It's just a matter of how much has to fall apart before the ember of life is exposed to air. Here's how today's message reads. There are times in life when it seems that the fire, the enthusiasm, and inspiration to continue is being extinguished. The burning desire to dream cools down, and the energy to pursue our goals seem to cool off. Our souls seem to fatigue as the disappointments of life whittle away at our ambitions. Yet, as we turn away from those bitter disappointments, we often find something left, an ember of hope. Embers of this sort are the remnants of our failed efforts. Embers live in the ashes of dreams dashed and unfulfilled, and are dampened in the scattered experiences we left behind. And while their light seems to be smothered and dimmed, all an ember needs is a little fresh air. If you feel burned out or simply exhausted, take a moment to breathe. Allow the inflow to clear your mind of anything clouding or stifling your God-given desires. Let the spirit blow and brush away the soot, smudging your divine thoughts and ideas. Then open your heart to the spirit and feel the eternal breath restore your soul. Renew your strength, refresh your ideas, and spark new interests. Watch as what seemed snuffed out catches fire again. Let your embers' fiery resilience inspire you, and its warmth be a reminder of all that remains possible for you. Whew. Everybody, just take a deep breath off of that one. That was beautiful. Hopefully, that has given you some comfort. Perhaps that has given you a sigh of relief and release. The ability to release all of those things that have burned to a crisp, all of those dreams that have not come through, all of those things that have failed in your life, all of those things that saddens us. I have several stories I could tell about deep sadness, almost a depression that has come over me from time to time because the process seems so slow, or something that I was counting on doesn't come through. Can you think of a few things? I'm sure you can. And yet, this message is helping us to understand that the Spirit of God is forever breathing its light and life. It's breathing on your life. It's breathing on your life. It is a wind, it is a breath that is constantly breathing and whooshing away the dark ashes of life, the deep-seated soot that we often wallow in, those ashes we often wallow within in our lamentations, in our sadness, in our struggle. And indeed, it can be tough, it can be challenging. But I think right from the start of this, we see a quote, and I really want you to catch what this quote is telling us about some of the things that happen to us when we are pursuing a goal or a dream, or we have an aspiration, or we just want something to work out for us. Sometimes the things that are covering us have to pass. The things that we have to be new so that we can catch the divine idea. We can catch the Spirit. We can light up and be inflamed with the Spirit of truth before those divine ideas, those dreams, those goals, those desires can manifest in our lives. Otherwise, it will land on something that won't catch. Excuse me, please. All right. And so look at this quote. No one's ever completely broken. This is Charles Eisenstein. No one is ever completely broken. How could that be? How could that be? It can be because the one that we're speaking of is the soul. The soul is who we are, and the soul is eternal. The soul cannot be broken. Our experiences, our bodies most certainly can. Those are temporal. And so even in the darkest night of the soul, the midnight of the soul, In the darkest moments of our experiences, there's still an opportunity. There's still a chance. There still is hope, an ember of hope. It continues to say, it's just a matter of how much has to fall apart before the ember of life is exposed to air. Now, I do some barbecue cooking from time to time. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I used to love when the weekend would come and I would strike up the grill. And I was a charcoal griller. I don't get to do it much anymore. I'm just so busy with other things in life. I'm going to try to do it again, but here's what I remember from it. I remember how those coals burn. And it would seem as though those coals would get hot, and then the temperature would calm down considerably. And the reason that the temperature would calm down is because as the coal would burn, a nice thick ash would result right on top of the coal. And it would appear as if, oh, the coal has cooled off and there's nothing left because all you got is this gray ashiness all over the coal. But underneath the ash is the ember. Underneath the ash lies the ember. And this quote that we are talking about here that says that it's a matter of just how much has to fall apart before the ember of life is exposed to air is exactly what I would see when I was grilling. That if you could just blow away the ash a little bit, then you would expose the ember to air, and then all of a sudden the coals would light up again. And this was inside the grill, where the grill was not exposed to much air. It had the borders of the grill protecting it so that, you know, the ashes and the coals wouldn't fall out. But then there was this also these little things that you would turn to let air go through the grill. And as the air goes through the grill, it would heat up the coals again. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know what they call those things. It looked like wind turbines or something, but you would just move it around and it would expose holes. And you would do it on one side, you would do it on the other side of the grill. And then before you knew it, you know, the grill was nice and hot again and ready for whatever it was that you were preparing. Yes? All right. Excuse me, please. All right. Very good. So life is kind of like that, isn't it? Stuff happens, disappointments occur. You're in the doldrums from time to time. It seems like nothing is going to work out. But all that is happening in that moment is the process of things to fall away that isn't serving you, that is covering up the ember. And once those things are blown away with the spirit of life, with the breath of life, and they fall away, now suddenly the wind can catch it. The wind is symbolic of the spirit. All one often needs in life is for the spirit to catch on. When the spirit catches it, then it comes to life. And now you can cook. You can get to cooking, yes? There's times in life when it seems that the fire, the enthusiasm, the inspiration to continue is being extinguished, that someone doused your dreams and your goals. The burning desire to dream cools down, cools off, and the energy to pursue our goals seem to cool off. Sometimes we're just fatigued and exhausted, and we just need to rest. Sometimes we're doing too much. We're moving things around that we shouldn't move around. We should just let it catch. But we think that we have to do something when all we have to do is be still and allow for the second wind to catch us. When I was in the Youth of Unity is the youth group known all around the Unity movement. And I grew up in the Youth of Unity. There was a song that we would sing at our Youth of Unity rallies, both the regional rallies and the international rallies. And the song was called Pass It On. And the lyrics to the song would go, "It only takes a spark to get a fire going, and soon all those around will warm up to its glowing." That's how it is with God's love. Once you experience it, you'll spread that love to everyone. You'll want to pass it on. It's a great, great song. It had to be, since I remember it all these years later. And I think that song is kind of telling us the same thing that our breathing space message is telling us. That it's telling us, don't give up. It's telling us that there's a fire still in you. But perhaps it's covered up by years and years of pain and hurt, maybe shame or guilt. It's covered up by layers and layers of soot and ash and dust and grime. And you can't see it. No one can see it. You can't even feel the warmth from it because there's so much soot. There's so much that is on top of you. And sometimes we just have to wait for that to get caught by the wind and be whisked away, to be brushed off, to be brushed aside. But when that wind catches it, when that breath of spirit hits it, and the ember is exposed, and it's exposed to the spirit, it's exposed to the air, then all that you require and desire suddenly flames up. And now you can continue forward with just what you need. And so I get it. We have bitter disappointments. I get that our experiences of those disappointments we seem to get triggered when elements of that experience comes back in our memories. And it's just another layer that has to be pushed or brushed aside. But here's how you can do it. Whenever you are in a position where you are feeling down in the dumps, when you're feeling like you're doused with troubles and they're dampening your spirit, stop. Before you move in that energy, before you move in with that spirit and do more harm than good, stop. and turn within. Stop and catch your breath. This is called the breathing space. Catch your breath. Repossess your breath. Sometimes we do it by crying. Sometimes we do it by just being still and closing our eyes. Sometimes we call a friend and we tell our friend that, hey, in confidence, I'm not up to my best self right now. Not to have a pity party about it, not to have company in one's misery, but to let somebody know, someone who really cares for us, who really understands and sees the spark that is in you, that spark that's in your soul, the spark that you are, just to tell them that, hey, I'm feeling dumped upon right now. I feel like I'm so overwhelmed and covered, so that they can be with you and say, hang on, hang in there. They can encourage you. And sometimes they're the breath of fresh air that you're looking for, the one that'll say, okay, I'll keep on holding on. Who is that person for you? Do you have someone that, sometimes it's a person that's right here in this community at Unity of Sacramento. Some people are under the false impression that it's the ministers that lift, solely the ministers that lift one another's spirits and encourage people and keep people keeping on week after week, day after day. But in actuality, it's everyone within our community that plays a part. Sometimes just saying hi to somebody, giving someone a hug or a high five, a fist bump or an elbow bump is what a person needs. Sometimes a person just needs community. And being in that community, it revives their hope, their trust in God, their faith. We all play a part in that. There's a couple that comes now who is actually in search of shelter right now. They were a part of our winter sanctuary. They've been coming here ever since we had our winter sanctuary. I talked with them yesterday. We sat down during our hands-on unity day, as we normally do. We had some pizza. As we're having a pizza, they felt the need to speak out and thank us for being so gracious and welcoming. And they just keep coming back week after week after week. And then they divulged to us that they had an addiction, but they have been clean for these last several weeks. That the dampening of addiction, the dousing one's flame through this bad habit hasn't cursed them. Every time that and despite the fact that they're still seeking permanent shelter, they get enough encouragement here at Unity of Sacramento on Sundays to continue to have hope, to know that they're okay, that they're going to make it, and they haven't given up. And so everybody plays a part in that. It's a community, it's the beloved community. You know, I just say a few words from time to time to encourage people, but your presence in people's lives play, I believe, what I believe is an as deep and important role in this. The neighbor you're being to the person next door, the friend you are to the friends you have, the co-worker you're being as you're working to get to the weekend. however that looks, you play a tremendous part. The spirit that is in you, the encouraging spirit in you, might be the breath of fresh air that somebody else needs just to get through until that soot, that ash falls away and the air catches it. And they're revitalized, they're renewed. They know that everything is going to be all right. Just hold on. The Spirit is coming. And so let's take this into meditation, because that's what meditation actually does. One of the things that meditation does, it allows you to catch your breath. It allows for the Spirit of God, the breath of God, to whisk away all that ash and soot, sullenness that has dampened your divinity and made you think that the light is out, that the light is extinguished when it is not. And let's follow it exactly as it is written in today's lesson. That third paragraph gives us our instruction. And you can do this all week long. I challenge you. This is your call to action. Read at least that third paragraph. Be with it this week, not just today. And allow the Spirit to be revived in you, maybe in the morning when you wake up. Doesn't take long. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes if you like, 30 minutes if you care. But for however long you can muster, you can feel comfortable with. It says, if you feel burned out or simply exhausted, take a moment to breathe. Begin the process of releasing your constrictions. All of that has brought forth tension and stress is not unlike the ash that covers the ember. And all that is pushing and pressing upon you, all of the stress that you've brought out of yesterday into this day, all of the things that you're anticipating that you have to do and struggle through, all of that, all of those constrictions, breathe and allow the pulse of the breath to loosen the soot of your dissatisfaction. And then allow the inflow to clear your mind of any clouding or stifling, anything that is clouding or stifling your God-given desires. And so let's close our eyes right now and do just that. Let's take a deep breath. Feel your body, your lungs, your stomach expand with each breath, allowing your very being, allowing your very soul, allowing your very body to expand. And with each expanse, loosen anything that is toxic, anything that is clinging, that is not, that can't combust into the glorious flame of life. Let each breath pick away at that which is covering, that which is seeking to fall off. And now that it's beginning to fall away, those difficulties and challenges of the day, as they are falling away, allow yourself to see what is within them, the light that is shining, the desires, the ideas that still exist, the ember of hope that was under the cover, your God-given desires. Let them come forth in this moment. Then let the Spirit blow and brush away the soot smudging your divine thoughts. Have within your divine third eye and your mind's eye an image of being brushed off. Let the soot be brushed off by loving fingers, by the loving fingers of the Spirit. Let it brush away the soot, the tears, until your true colors come forth. Let it brush away the soot smudging your divine thoughts and ideas. Brush away anything that is covering that third eye. Brush away anything that is covering your mind. Like a dog that shakes off the wetness after taking a dip in a pond or a pool. You too are shaking off the drudge and the dreadfulness, the drudgery. Can you feel it? And allow that breath of fresh air, that second wind, that Spirit of the living God to bring life to that never ending ember, that eternal and immortal light, that Christ light that shines forever within you. We uncover it now in this meditation. And we feel its warmth. We feel its strength as it's catching fire. Then open your heart to the Spirit. Feel the eternal breath restore your soul, renew your strength, refresh your ideas, and spark new interests. And now the only thing to do in this moment is to be still and know that power and presence, to feel that warmth, that intensity, to know that you are still available to the Spirit and the Spirit is still available to you. And let your soul be afresh with the flame of the Holy Spirit. Be still and know the I am God. Be still. It only takes a spark to get a fire going. And soon all those around will warm up to its glowing. That's how it is with God's love. Once you have experienced it, you'll share that love with everyone. You'll want to pass it on. Now, slowly come back into the room, feeling revived, invigorated, renewed, restored, healed, happy, whole, perfect, and complete. Know that all is well and well indeed. Know that it's not done yet. And allow that Christ presence within you to still be exposed to the air of your experience. Allow it to do away, its heat, its warmth, its power, to do away with anything that is unlike the good desires of your hearts and your dreams. Keep your energy on it. It will keep its energy on you. Continue to work with this and know each day this week that there's a power and a presence within you that is greater than anything that is outside of you. Greater is he that is in thee than he that is in the world. And that is the power of the Christ light, the warmth of the divine spirit, and its ability to rekindle your joy, your heart, your love, your light, your body, your energy, your vitality, your vigor, your hopes, your dreams, your goals. And we thank God for this. Thank you so much for so much. And so it is. Amen. And namaste. I want you to continue to work with this and work with your book. Work on these question prompts, and especially the reflection question. Start with that today. Later on today, ask yourself, what embers do I have in my possession that can be rekindled with a little fresh air? Take a little time today to ponder that question and know for yourself where you can allow the ash of existence to fall away and uncover an ember of hope. And then each day this week, look at how this reading centers you, how this reading calls you, how this reading challenges you. Look at how this reading clarifies things. How does it bring clarity to you? How does it comfort you? And what is changing in you as a result? I'm so grateful that you're here today. Thank you for being on the line with us. We are asking that everybody support this ministry financially. In so doing, you're allowing this and so many other ways in which we reach out to the community to continue to happen, to continue, people are continuing to find us, and it's restoring their hope in humanity. They're finding us and then in turn finding themselves, their true selves, that soul that they are. And they are hearing a message that deep within their heart, they already know. Just needed somebody to assure them that indeed it's possible. And so your generosity, your support helps in so many wonderful ways. It helps us to bring the campus back to life and the life back to the campus. It helps us to continue with our ministries. It helps us to pay our staff. It helps us to make changes and repairs to the building and to the campus. It helps us to revive, renew, reinvigorate after a long and challenging pandemic. And it helps us to increase our ministry as we are being called to be forces for good in the world. You can support this ministry by going to www.unityofsacramento.com. And right there at the front page, you'll see a donation button. Hit that donation button, and you'll be taken to our safe and secure PushPay portal. And there you can set up a way that you can give a one-time gift or a recurring gift to Unity of Sacramento. While you're at it, we encourage you to join us for our crab feed fundraiser taking place April 21st at 7 p.m., a couple of weeks after Easter. Think of it as our post-Easter dinner, our post-Easter get-together. And you can also, if this is your birthday month, I want you to check out a link that we have in the chat room where you can support us easily, especially if you are on Facebook, by declaring Unity of Sacramento as your birthday charity of choice. The setup is super easy, and you can ask your friends that on behalf of celebrating your birthday to give to Unity of Sacramento. And we appreciate that. Super easy. And now, however you are inspired to give, whether it's in one way or many ways, let's bless your gift by knowing right now that divine love in and through you and me blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And so it is. Amen. All right. Again, thank you for your generosity. This is the time in which you have an opportunity to open up your video cameras and unmute your mics and share what's on your mind. I hear that Linda is saying something in the chat room. She says, Rev Eric, what a wonderful sermon. Loved your vivid imagery. My soot consists of regrets, and I am now encouraged to rid the ashes and enliven the ember of God's spirit and love. She's got it. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. I'm so glad that you're encouraged. Know that there is more to experience than just those past experiences that are clouding your sight and your vision of the ember that still burns within you. And I know that you're going to just flame up with love and light and encouragement and excitement in the days to come. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are online with us, those of you who are on Zoom, those of you who are on Facebook Live, those of you who are on our YouTube channel, we just want to thank you for tuning in. If you want more information, just write us at office@unityofsacramento.com. That's office@unityofsacramento, all one word, .com. We'd love to hear from you. We invite everybody to come and visit us. We are open, the campus is open, and we are open for in-person services. And today we are continuing our Courage to Shine series with another guest speaker. It's the Reverend Dr. Masai Evans. And Dr. Masai Evans is going to light our fire today. And I'm so happy that he's coming and that we have an opportunity to learn more about what love looks like in public. So if you are so inclined, come on out and be with your beloved community today. It's all right. And then following that, we're doing something that is completely different, completely new. I'm so excited about it. We're calling it our Coffee Clutch Conversations. And this is your opportunity to get a cup of coffee after the service and spend 10 or 15 minutes with our guest speaker, 10 or 15 minutes with whoever the speaker is every Sunday, week after week, to make certain that you heard correctly, to make certain that you get clarity about some of the principles that are being espoused in the service, so that you can take it and practice these principles in new and profound ways that can help your life. All right, that's the Coffee Clutch Conversations immediately following our Sunday service. Just 10 or 15 minutes could make the difference in your life. All right. Thanks so much for being here. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you. And the presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are in time, place, space, situation, or circumstance, know that God is and all is well. Peace and blessings, beloved. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.